I had to stop because some stupid phone call came in. All right. What do we need to do here? We could count, but what else could I do? Let's look at it as an array. How many rows do we have? 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each row holds a group of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 4 groups of 6. What is 4 sixes, y'all? 4 sixes. 12. Yes, 24. Very good, y'all. So we've got 24 plus 24. What are we seeing? And you want them to be saying repeated addition. How many times is it repeated? Twice. Good. So 2 groups of 24 is what? Well, y'all, you don't have to have that memorized. You can use your piece of paper. Let's line that up vertically. 2 24s. That's 8, and 2 plus 2 is good. So this is 48. Are these the amount of candies we want? No, we want to arrange this, but we want to arrange it to make 60. All right, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and each row holds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 fives. Let's put up 4 fingers and count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20. So this is 20 plus 20 plus 20. And I'm going slow because I would expect my students knew they should be saying it out loud. This is not me doing it. This is us doing it. Let's count by 2s. 2, 4, 6. Now let's count by 20s. 20, 40, 60. So 3 groups of 20 is how much? 60. All right, 60 candies. Is that what we wanted? Yes. Is it another way to arrange the candies? Some kids may say yes. Some kids may say no. Well, yeses may say yes because it looks different, right? Those are vertical and these are horizontal. Someone else may say no, it's the same thing, just turn sideways. Well, all right, well, let's see what's below here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 fives is 15 plus 15 plus 15. So we have 3 groups of 15. And again, y'all don't have to do it in your head. Now, Miss Pierce knows 2 15s is 30. And I would tell my kids this. So I would just add 30 plus a 15. But other ones of you would need to line it up. 5, 10, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4. So which one's the right answer? C. And I would tell the kids, to me, this is the same thing, just rotated. But it is a different arrangement because this is 5 groups of 4. This is 4 groups of 5. But the product, the answer, still the same. All right. So let me ask y'all this. How do we know when we should multiply? How do I know that this is all multiplication? And what you want them to say is when it's repeated addition. All right, so multiplication is repeated addition and numbers increase. Because when you repeatedly add, you get bigger and bigger. All right, girls, read us about Denny. Boys, follow along. And if I caught someone not following along, we reread because everyone's important. So he uses this to show 4 groups of 8 is 32. Blah, blah, blah. What are we looking for, class? A division equation. What about it? We want a division equation, same figure. All right, so which of these is the same as the figure above? Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 8, 8, 8. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how I want to. I know what I want. I'm just trying to think for y'all. 4 division. Oh, I might tell him equation. E, Q, U, A. He looks like a bully word, but he's a tattletale. He's like, dude, an equation just means I use an equal sign. I'm a number sentence. I have an equal sign. So here's one thing I would want my kids to know. Are there any equations that y'all can eliminate right away? If I know that this is 4 times 8 is 32, and they want another equation to match the figure, are there any we can get rid of? What I would hope they would notice is that these we need 4, 8, and 32. 4, 8, 32. No 32, no 32, no 8. So the correct answer is right here. And I would ask the kids, how do I know that all these are wrong? I haven't done any work. I'm not even sure what it's asking, except I know it wants it to be the same with this. How do I know that these belong together? And what we want to come back to is that they are a fact family. Fact families. Your family members are 4, 8, and 32. So if you pick up a different number, it's like picking up a homeless family member all of a sudden. You don't pick up random people and put them in your family. If our numbers are 4, 8, and 32, then we could also say 8 times 4 is 32. Kind of like this one. 5 groups of 4 is 60. Or 4 groups of 5 is 60. Well, I said that backwards, y'all. 5 groups of 4 is 20. 4 groups of 5 is 20. Same thing. Just commutative property. It's like the train going this way and then a train going backwards. So, and with multiplication goes division. You can do the whole divided by 8, which would equal 4. Or you could take 32, split it into groups of 4, and you're going to end up with 8. Your family members stay the same. But I want to go further with this. Show your work in the model. This is division. How many hearts are there? How do y'all know there are 32? 32 is our whole amount. If you have the big number, then what we're doing is getting smaller. If we're dividing, what could we divide these into? What could I circle groups of? 4? Yeah, what else could I circle groups of? 8. Either way, cannot be wrong. I'm going to do 4 because I just see it. There's a group of 4. I want you all to do this with me. So far, everyone should have 2 groups of 4, 3 groups of 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. Let's number it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 32 split into groups of 4 equals 8 groups in all. That's how that's the right answer. I showed the work up here. You also could have done 32 divided into 8, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, multiplication's getting bigger, and it's repeated addition. Subtraction is getting smaller, and it's repeated subtraction. For example, here we go, 32 minus a group of 4. So I know 2's not enough to pull 4 out, so I take a group of 10 and bring 10 over, which makes 12 minus 4. Well, if I have 4 right here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8. And then 2. Now, I also could use the model. If I got rid of 4 out of 32, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus 7 is 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And if I subtract 4 again, well, 8 minus 4 is 4. 24. And if I subtract another group of 4, 20. And if you have 20 and you subtract 4, well, you have 0. You can't pull 4 from 0, so we regroup. How many come over? 10 plus 0. So 10 minus 4 is 6. Drop the 1. Or again, we've subtracted 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then if you take out another 4, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. See what I mean? Minus 4 more. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Minus 4 more. 2, 4, 6, 8. Minus 4 more. 4. Repeated addition is multiplication. Repeated subtraction, division. And this is kind of the issue, is a lot of teachers fly through the notes, but they don't spend a lot of time explaining. You always want to go deeper into the process. All right, right here. Let's read this as a group. Which fact has the same product as 3 times 8? That word product, what is that? And if I didn't know, I bet I could look back at mine. Oh, look at that. What's a product, y'all? Oh, it's the answer to, let's write multiplication. M-U-L-T-I. Multi, P-L-I, pl, K-C-A, Shun. That shun sound is T-I-O-N. Answer to multiplication. And we want the same answer. Well, what is 3 groups of 8, y'all? 24. Okay, what's 2 9s? 18. 7 groups of 3 or 3 7s? 21. What's 6 groups of 4? 24. All right, so who has the same answer? C. This is more just vocabulary. All right, y'all go through this. Quotient. What is a quotient? A quotient is the answer to division. You know how Miss Pierce remembers that? DQ, like Dairy Queen, division and quotients. In 4th grade, we talk about how it's a Christmas night and this number is one name and this number. They don't, in 3rd, they don't have to know the numbers. But on the roof of the house at Christmas is Santa. And Santa is up there saying, quo, ho, ho. On top of the division house is Santa going, quo, ho, ho, as in a quotient. So I want a fact that does not have the same quotient. Well, 64 divided by 8. If I can do division, what else can I do? Multiplication. So I would teach my kids to think backwards. Instead of 64 split into groups of 8, I'm going to think what times 8 is 64. And once y'all get that, all right, so we want someone down here that does not have an 8 as the quotient, as the answer. So again, instead of 32 divided by 4, let's think what times 4 is 32. 8. So this is the answer. And if they go, yeah, bah, all the kids have died and gone off the cliff, I want one that is not 8. Instead of 40 divided by 5, let's think what times 5 is 40. Y'all look, what times 5 is 8? Good. Ask them, what should I be thinking? Instead of division, what should I think? Ooh, yeah, that's right, y'all. What times 7, which is 8. And so you're going to end up right here because it's 9. On the back, this is where I want them to draw a model. So we're looking for students on trip. All right, so this is the whole or part. Do we want some of the students going on the trip or all of them? All. Okay, all. If you need all of them, you need to get big. You're missing your whole amount. To get big in math, what are the 2 ways to get big? Operation add or repeatedly add, which is multiply. Draw a model. You know the reason word problems are so hard? Because there's nothing to see. We rarely miss them if they give us a picture because we see it. We rarely miss it if we have the equation because we see it. So how do I see it if it's not a picture? I draw it. What could I draw? I could draw students, but where are the students? On bus. Okay, so we're going to start with 4 buses. They don't really have to be a bus. What do I know about these 4 buses? Each. Okay, and each, that's a big help. Each is a grouping word. They either each get grouped together or each gets grouped apart. Well, we already said we need to get big, so we're looking at probably multiply. But let's show it. Each bus holds 58. So this bus holds 58, and this bus holds 58. How many is it? All right, so what are we seeing, y'all? And again, what do you want them to say? You want them to say repeated addition. How many times? 4. So we have 4 groups of 58. Which digit do we start with? 4. 4 times 8. 32. Do I carry? Yes, because there's another number waiting to be multiplied. So 32. Now 4 groups of 5. What's 4 5s? 20 plus 1, 2, 3. 23. Do I carry? No, no one's left to multiply. So this is when I can just write 23. What do we call this answer? A product. This is how I taught. Draw it, draw it, draw it. And I constantly brought in vocabulary. So when y'all read this one, the train makes 1, 2, 3, 4 trips. And it's 47 miles between the cities. And they do that 4 times. So this would end up being 4 groups of 47. When y'all summarize, you'd be looking pounds that 7 cows eat. Do we want, is this the whole amount for all 7 cows? No, this is a cow. So if we need all of the pounds for all 7, we're missing a whole, which means we need to get big with either add or repeatedly add. They eat 43 pounds of food in 1 week. How many do 7 cows? Well, what could we do? Should I just guess? Draw? Moo cows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cows. Moo. What do I know about these cows? A cow eats 43 pounds of food in 1 week. So he eats 43 pounds and that one. And so what you need to be getting these kids to do is draw. Drawing, once they draw this, man, it's easy. They see repeated addition. So they see 7 groups of 43 and they're going to multiply that out and they're going to get 291 pounds. Oh, that should be 301 pounds. But you get the gist. All right. What are we looking for? We're looking for pounds, feed, eat, all together. If I want all of our candy together, am I separating it or am I combining? Okay, so if we want it all together, what operations put numbers together? Add or, multiply, because multiply is repeated adding. 3 female hogs. How can I make this easier? And they're going to probably stare at you and you're like, what did we do to make these easier? Draw. Okay, 3 female hogs. Look, you could do it like this. HHH. What do y'all think that stands for? Hogs, 3 of them. 5 male hogs. All right, I'm going to put M's for these. 5 male hogs. I want the pounds of feed they eat. Well, hogs eat 37 pounds of feed. So 37. The female, and it doesn't say female or male, it just says hog. So if you're a female hog or a male hog, how much are you eating each week? 37 pounds. How many times are we writing that? 7. So what do? That's right, multiply. We have 7 groups of 37. And then this one. All right, I want y'all to tell me 3 or actually 4 words. Can you name, if I only wanted 4 words, it's a very important phrase. How many more than? How many more are here than here? Dun, dun, dun. Versus, how many more pounds of feed do 5 steers eat versus 5 cows? It's like the 50-yard line. This team is 5 steers versus 5 moo-moos. And if you are wanting to know how many more are here than here, you're not putting them together. You want to know what's different. So when we have that phrase, how many more are here than here, we want a difference. So we're going to write that. DIFFERENCE. Now, as I talk, I'd get up at this point and go check on things. All right, so if we heard a phrase like, how much longer is this river than that river? I want to know what's different about them. If I heard, how many more are here than here? What's different? And so you're walking around. Are the kids taking your notes? If they're not, you need to deal with that. Probably make them come in at recess and copy them down so the other kids know it's not a choice. Maybe dojo the ones participating or that you saw had really great notes. All right, so when we want a difference, we want the answer to subtraction. Well, we're talking about their pounds. How much does a steer eat? How do you know that? Oh, the chart. So he eats 51 pounds. Each one of these eats 51 a week. Versus moo-moos who do 43 pounds. What do I need to do first? Do I put them all together? Why not? Oh, yeah, they're different numbers in animals. All right, so steers. How many steers? 5. How many times do we see this number? 5. Okay, so we would have to do 5 groups of 51. So bottom digit, 5 groups of 1 is 5. 5 groups of 5. Hold up 5 fingers. Count by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Do I carry? Nope, no one's there. So the answer is 255. That's how many more pounds the steers eat than the cows. Oh, no, good. Some of you are listening. That's the steers. What about the cows? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. So if I have 5 groups of 43, 5 threes, 5, 10, 15, do I carry? How do you know? Yep, there's another number waiting. 5 groups of 4. 5, 10, 15, 20, plus 1, 21. Do I carry a number? Nope, no one's left. So the moo-moos eat 215 pounds of food. How many more do they eat than them? What do I need to do now? Subtract. What do you call these where you have to do a lot of steps? Yeah, these are multi-steps. 215. Well, if you have 5 and you subtract 5, you're left with 0. 5 minus 1, 4. And 2 minus 2 is 0. All right, so the answer is that the steers eat 40 pounds more. That's our final answer. And then down here is just vocabulary. Add-end is to addition as blank is to multiplication. Well, an add-in is when you add numbers. These are add-ins. So numbers that we add are add-ins. What do you call numbers we multiply? You better memorize your multiplication factors. So, factors right there. F-A-C-T-O-R. So you add add-ins, but you multiply multiplication facts. Add is to subtract, as multiply is to divide. How do we know that? Fact families, that's what this is. Add is subtract. 1 plus 5 is 6, just like 6 minus 5 is 1. Multiply and divide. That's like what we did over here, where I could multiply or divide. Repeated addition is to blank, as repeated subtraction is to division. Repeated addition is with multiplication, which that one should be super easy if you've been doing your job on this one. Difference is to subtraction as blank is to division. Difference, we wrote that right here. The difference is the answer to subtraction. 40 pounds was the difference between these digits. So they're wanting the answer to division. On the division house, Santa's up there saying, quo, ho, ho. The answer to division is a quotient. And see how if you're taking good notes or you've looked at this stuff, it becomes real easy to show them how to use the notes. And then sum is to addition, as in 5 plus 5, the numbers I add are add-ins, but what they equal, that's a sum. So the answer to addition is a sum, as blank is the answer to multiplication. And we wrote that a lot. Product, and you could show them on the front. Product, product, product. So, tomorrow's note.